What's up, guys? In this video, I just want to talk about parasites. Like parasites, they live inside you. Not only me, but everyone. And they can get in your brain, and they can control you, literally. If you're unconscious, they control you. They can make you think a certain way. They can make you fear something. Because remember, we're working with an intelligent thing here. It has intelligence. It knows what it's doing. It's trying to survive. You are its host. It's trying to live off of you. So whatever it takes for it to live, it's going to do. And that's my problem. No, you know what? It's not even a problem. But that is what I chose to experience. With these parasites. And you know what these parasites want? They want me to give them the power. They want me to blame it on them and say it's the parasites. They're the reason why I'm sick. The parasites are the reason why this. No. Fuck that. I ain't saying none of that shit. I'm the reason why I'm sick. I chose this. I chose to experience this. I chose to go through this. This was all on me. It's my responsibility. And nobody, no parasite, is responsible for me. Now these freaking parasitic entities that live inside people, they can get in your brain and they can cause you to think a certain way. Literally. And most people, you know that feeling sometimes you get where you just feel like you can't stop yourself from doing something, like you're out of control? That could be a parasite, so seriously, because they take over. They need to survive. They're going to do whatever it takes to survive, literally. And they can move around your body. You see, like, to be honest, I don't know very much about them, like, detail-wise. All I know is I got them. You know, all I know is that I chose to experience having parasites. That's it. And that's what I'm dealing with. And it's not a lesson of, it's not here to teach me, oh, parasites are bad. No, it's the lesson that I need to take responsibility for myself and not let these foreign things come into my body and live off me. Because of my ignorant choices. These are my choices that I am making. No entity's controlling me. No, they're not using me for nothing. I'm choosing these choices. I used to be controlled by them when I was unconscious. Now I'm conscious. When I do things, I know what I'm doing. Even if I know it's something that I prefer not to do, it's powerful. I still do it. I have many addictions, and they're things, they're compulsions to just act. And now that I become conscious of them, I can't say that it wasn't my fault, because I know what I'm doing. In the moment while I'm, whatever the compulsion may be, I'm like, I'm doing this. This is me doing it. And it's like two people are there. It's like there's the person who's doing it, which is Mike, and then my higher self, or my conscious self, and they're both watching the same thing. And they're both saying, like, you know, you're doing it, bro. Like, the Mike one is like, oh, I have no choice, I have to do this. And the higher consciousness one, which is the real me, is like, you don't got to do this, but you're choosing to do it. It's alright, you could choose it if you want, but, you know, he's not like God, you know, like, alright, that's another thing. You can call this higher self or conscious self God, because it really is. God exists inside every single one of us. It exists, he's omnipresent, he exists everywhere. I don't even like saying he, because he's not a he. He's a freaking consciousness. He is consciousness. There's no, oh, male, female. He is both put together. He is both polarities. God. So you have God inside you. And when you become conscious, you know what that is? That's God looking outside. That's like God is viewing the world through you as the light conduit that you are. I'm a light conduit. I'll blind you with my mind's eye, prescribe you a dose of timelessness. We're all like conduits. And God is the one looking through when you become conscious. So you have two perspectives when I'm doing these things. I have one, the Mike, who's Mike Schaefer, lived his whole life doing all these things, blah, blah, blah. All the addictions, all the pain, all the fear, all the suffering, all the cystic fibrosis symptoms, all this emotional issues, all this personality issues, all these insecurities, all these problems, all these... everything. It's all Mike. Then I have the conscious self, who's perfect. Doesn't have any problems. The most loving, amazing being in the world that's just like, you're freaking perfect. Like, don't worry about nothing. So when I have these two perspectives, the one perspective is like, oh, I'm a bad person, I shouldn't be doing this. Why am I doing this? Oh no, like, why am I doing this? This is bad. And then the conscious self is just like, it's alright, you're not bad. You're fine. You're just making a choice. It's a simple little choice, that's it. Nothing wrong. You just don't want to make the choice, but you're doing it because you think you have to. You know, it's not something you have to do. That's how loving it is. It allows you to do whatever you want. It says, it's fine, do what you want. You could do whatever you want. Now that's how parents should be. You see, what happens is religion fuck up the world. I'm sorry if you're religious. I'm sorry. You could be Catholic, you could be all those things. I went to Catholic school. You're talking to someone who was religious. I of course believe in God, so you can't say, oh, I'm an atheist and all this. No, if you're religious, that's great. But the thing is, you're misinformed. Religion is not what you think it is. There's no God who's up there in the heavens judging you and saying, you're bad. If you do this, you're going to hell. And that's bull crap. God is so unconditionally loving that he doesn't give a fuck what you do. I'm sorry, let me reword that because people could take that the wrong way. He gives a fuck what you do, but he's unconditionally loves you, so he lets you do whatever you want. He says you're free. He, of course, has compassion for you. So I don't mean he doesn't give a fuck, because he gives a lot of fucks about you. He loves you. He, you know, he's the one who created you. And, you know, this is the funnest part about life, is because our creator, God is the creator, God Almighty. Who is God? Who is he? You know? Like, what is he? A guy with a beard? Jesus Christ? Like, you know? Like, really, what is God? God is the creator of everything. But you know who that is? You. It's you. When you become conscious, you are like, oh, I'm God. It's that simple. It's such a simple concept, but people can't accept simplicity. They want complex things like the left mind, left brain, all complex problems, this, that, like, you know, they want, like, what do scientists do? They look into big, gigantic, complex problems to solve the mysteries of the universe. Like, come on. Look in, you know how you solve the mystery of the universe? Look into the eyes of someone you love. And look into their eyes. That's it. See how beautiful that is. See where that goes. Where does that go? What is looking back at you when you look at someone that you love into the eyes? What is looking back? Have you ever, like, just really got close to someone's eye and just looked inside of it? Like, one thing I found amazing is cat's eyes. It's like it's so unbelievably amazing that, like, I swear to God, when I look into someone's eyes, or a cat's eyes, or an animal eye, I literally, like, lose all, like, past memories. It's like I get lost. Like, looking into this eye, I'm like, what the hell is life? Like, just looking into an eye. It's that simple. You don't need to do complex problems to find God. Just look into someone's eyes. Look into your own eyes. Look in the mirror. You'll find God. Just like that. It's not a joke, people. This is serious shit. This is, like, easy stuff. Like, it's not hard to find God. I'm fucking so spiritual. You can't tell me I'm not. Like, and there's people, religious people, that dare to say that I'm a devil this, devil that, something, all that crap. The devil doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Because all that exists is God. Think of it like this. You know what the devil is? It's God with a mask on. That's the devil. He's God with a mask on. He's saying, peekaboo. That's God. And when you wake up, you're like, whoa, God. And then when you go unconscious, the mask comes back on. And you're like, damn, where the fuck is God? It's like you're a freaking baby Seriously, that's what it's like. Like, you're like, where the hell's God, man? Like, where'd he go? Where's God? God never left. He's just hiding behind the freaking mask that you think is the devil. You think it's an intelligent entity. It's not. It's the devil. It's a mask. It's not even true. Yes, it could seem true, but it's not ultimately true. If you kept growing and growing and growing and growing and growing and growing and growing all the way until you completely became perfect, you would see the truth. And the truth is, you're God. There's nothing stopping you. Nothing. Nothing. No one. Anyone. Anyone who says you can't do nothing or something, it's just God with a mask on fucking with you. Every time. You can't do that. Get over here. It's just God with a different mask on every single time. Every time you see people, they're like, hey man, get the fuck out of here. Or you see a cop, that's God in a uniform. Or you see a angry, abusive parent, that's God being a dick. You know? God's lessons, they're lessons, dude. They're great lessons, but they fucking suck sometimes, seriously. They sucky lessons, but hey, it's God. He loves you. And hey, if you deny God, you're gonna have to deal with some shit. It's true, but it's a test, it's a game, it's fun. Make it fun. It's easy. Parasites. Fuck parasites. Parasites is just God with a mask on, tricking me. He's playing with me. You know, like, cough up blood, whatever it may be. It's an issue that God is putting in front of me, saying, hey, this guy can handle it. Not many people. I'm not trying to be, I'm a very humble person, okay? I'm not trying to be like, oh my God, I'm so cool, I'm so more advanced than you. No, I'm not. But seriously, not many people can handle coughing up blood or like serious issues. Why? Because it has to do with evolution, and it has to do with like how advanced you are and how conscious you are. Because what happens when shit hits the fan, all your unconscious shit comes to the surface, and then you can go freaking nuts. Literally, you can go nuts. Like, you go nuts. There's no joke. You go nuts. Because all this shit has come to the surface, you're like, what the fuck, you go nuts. But God, He only gives the people who are strong enough to handle those things. So don't think you can't handle your problems. You are strong enough to handle your freaking problems because God gave them to you. He prescribed them perfectly. He said, think of God as up in heaven, like making like little like books for you, like, all right, Tommy, Bill, let's see, we got go to jail and experience 3 years in prison. Holy shit, that must suck, right? But God knows you can handle it, and He knows you're gonna come out so strong and be able to tell the world and change the world and help so many people when you come out of jail, because you're gonna realize that freedom is something that needs to be cherished. You see, God doesn't do pointless things. Me coughing up blood, me having CF, all the people out there with cystic fibrosis, it's not pointless. You're not sitting there for no reason. There's not like, oh, why do I have this thing? It's so like hard, like I can't handle this, I'm not strong enough. Yes, you are strong enough. You are all powerful. If you weren't strong enough, you wouldn't be facing the issue. This is where the law of attraction comes in. You attract to you exactly what you need in every single moment. There is nothing, I mean nothing, that you can't do. Nothing. It's all here, it's all now, everything's here now. Boom. You're ready to go. You're set. Look around. Boom. You're ready to go. Where's your tools? Right there. Where? Right here. All your tools are right here. Now seriously, God loves you unconditionally. That's why He lets you fuck up so many times, and that's why He lets you do horrible things. Also, because God is you. Think of it. If you were you, which you are, and you were like, oh, let me trick myself. Let me make this part of myself think that He's not really amazing. You know? It's you. Think of that. Think of you tricking you. You would make it challenging, you know? Like, you would make the trick pretty freaking confusing. You'd be like, what the fuck? Like, this shit is not easy. Like, this is no fucking joke. Like, I'm being tricked right now. What do I do? This is challenging. It's like a maze because it's fun. Because you know in the end, you're gonna end up fine. Just fine. So what? Detachment from outcome, who the fuck cares? Everything is just a freaking orchestration by God, which is you. Think of it like this, timeline, boom, point A, point B. We got 2 points, right? Birth, death. Here's a timeline, your life. Born, you're 10 years old, 18, 25, 35, blah, blah, then you end up dying, right? There's the timeline. You know who you are? You're not that person going on the timeline. You're the person looking at the timeline. That's who you are. You're the person outside who existed before the timeline and who was going to be there after the timeline. So you were there before reality was created, and you are going to be there after reality goes bye-bye. Why? Because you are the creator. It's that simple. So like, all the scientists trying to find the Big Bang and when the universe started. When the universe started, it started the moment you opened your eyes. Because you're the creator. There's nothing stopping you. Reality is a giant cosmic joke. Gotcha.